Hey y'all, welcome to my channel. Welcome back. If you're returning, it's Fiery Moon, and I'm here to do the General Collective weekly reading. It is October 26th as I'm recording this. We currently have Sun in Scorpio, Moon in Sagittarius, but the Moon will be moving into Capricorn today, a little later on this morning. So, I'm going to be using the Karma cards. I was drawn to this deck for this reading. And then I'll also be using the Sacred Creators Oracle. I don't know, it just felt right. I do want to say that the Karma cards are separated by planets, houses, and signs. Look at that. So for some of you, like I've said many a times before, and if you're not understanding, or you may still be having trouble, I do have a reading posted that is titled Understanding the Tarot based on the houses, and that may help you out because the planet shows you what, the house shows you where, and the signs show you how the energy may be playing out for you. So with that being said, we're going to jump right on in and see what messages of guidance, healing, truth, love, wisdom, acceptance, understanding, as well as protection that we need as it pertains to the collective and the energy surrounding this week. As I always say with every reading, take what resonates and leave the rest. Know that time as well as the energy is fluid, and the energy can be vice versa or interchangeable. If it's not yours, don't take it. Don't try to make it fit. Don't, my guys are saying don't go down the rabbit hole of, trying to make it fit. If it's not for you, it's not for you, and that's okay. Like, I don't know. I feel like a lot of people can get attached to tarot in a way where, they are like wanting it to fit their situation or circumstance, or and it's part of the reasons why I don't call out zodiac signs or say this person is this sign, because the sign truly doesn't matter. It's the energy behind the sign that I go for, because we all have all of the energies within our chart some way, somehow. So it seems kind of almost in a way shallow to me to say this person is a Aquarius or this person is a Gem. Like that's they could be, but it's not for sure. And like I've always said before, when you're someone who is aware of and involved enough within their own self, you take on the energy, or at least I've noticed this, you take on the energy of the season that we're in. Your sun sign is really, that doesn't even matter. Your sun sign is just your personality and how you express yourself in the world. Who you really are is your moon sign. So some of you may even need to, if you like the signs, I'm not saying like there's not to, watch readings or, interpret them per your sign, but it's more so per the placement and even more so per the house. I just feel like, zodiac signs are just, like almost like a filter for, the energy. Something to, put a title on it for the most part. But let's jump right on in and see what's going on. What the overall energy is for this week, Spirit. What messages need to come through. Can I get one more? So, ooh, bottom of the deck. Oh man, and I was just thinking about Taurus energy. um, because I know we have that full moon in Taurus, coming up as we are in Scorpio season, but we have in Taurus at the bottom. And it says spiritually, it's your beliefs, the things, people, places that you value. Mentally, it's the cost of, and spiritually, it's used the most direct way. And um, so some of you, although we don't have any Taurus energy out here, transit wise, um, but hold on, because we might. I think Uranus, which is in Gemini right now, is as is retrograding. It is gonna go back into Taurus. When is that? Let me see. Let me just look over the retrograde energy. Oh. Um. Let me look at retrogrades. Because I don't know if it's going to be during Scorpio season. I think this will be the last retrograde that it touches Taurus. Okay, on November 7th, it'll go back into Taurus. Um, and it's going to last until April 26th. So, what this makes me feel like is because what I'm hearing is like the final break. Like, because Taurus energy is fixated earth. It can, it's known as or seen as the bull energy as far as animals, but it can be, very fixated and almost stubborn, like unwilling to budge. As a type of energy. But Taurus is also, like I said previously, like it deals with, the things that we value. It's ruled by Venus. So it deals with, like aesthetics, beauty. Yeah, I feel like this energy could be, coming up because of the transit going back into Taurus, but it almost feels like for some of you, yeah, we have in the fourth house. Some of you, it's almost like a breaking from like a pathway of doing things. And up under that, we have the fourth house, which says, as you did in the past spiritually, mentally, it's your home, family base, or your family, your home base or your family, and physically is do what makes you feel secure. So, yeah, see, and then we have the South Node, which is remember, reconsider, and now is not the time to. Yeah, so some of you, it could, be happening. Like I said, the energy is fluid, and to where, like, you could be, breaking away from a past, whatever it is, person, place, or thing that has, like, you've been almost too comfortable in this energy. Like, for some of you, you may struggle with allowing yourself wiggle room to like do something new or try something new. Some of you could have Taurus in the fourth house or Taurus North Node. or south node, excuse me, which means your north node will be Scorpio. Um, but it almost feels like, because the word I'm hearing is individual, individual. This is something that is or could be individual to you. Like, I don't feel like it um is dealing with others. It could be affecting how you're dealing with others, but I feel like whatever this, honestly, like, I don't even know what to call it. Like, it's like, I guess I'll just have to say it like this: whatever this may be for you, the breaking free from it, it almost makes me feel like it's almost like essential. Um, because it makes me feel like, for some of you, like, even the way that I'm feeling it, being that, Venus deals with, beauty, aesthetics, even down to like food. It's a very, it's an energy that likes things the way they are. Like, they're unwilling to budge. They don't really like things to change. I feel like whatever this energy is that you're breaking free from, like, it's essential, because it's almost like, in a way, holding you back. It also makes me feel like, for some of you, it could be, even down to the things that make you feel, insecure about yourself. And it's time to take action, like, almost in a direction. It's time to, like, let that go and take action towards, it almost feels like, I guess I can say it like this, like a shift of focus. Like, now it's time for you to get fixated, not even fixated, but just shift your focus to something else. Because what I'm hearing is like, some of you may have the mindset or mentality of, like, if it's not broke, don't fix it. But in this case, I feel like whatever, fits that for you, it is broke and you don't want to fix it. But let's see what's going on. Yeah, see, we have the South Node coming out. And it's, like I said, it says, remember, reconsider, and now is not the time to. Yeah, like, because it almost feels like an energy of holding yourself back. Bottom of the deck, we have the fifth house, which is ruled by Leo, but it also, oh, okay, thank you, Spirit, because Taurus deals with the throat chakra. So for some of you, this is like the way or how you've been used to expressing yourself, or some of you even repressing yourself, with the fifth house energy, because that energy is the house of expression. It's the house of, it's the sun. And like I just said previously in the reading, like, your sun sign is how you express yourself, how, it's your personality. So for some of you, this could be resonating in a way where, with the fifth house and the second house, which is ruled by Taurus, it's almost like, for some of you, like, you may be using your Taurus energy or your Taurus house for, things of the past, where it's time to, like, almost update or upgrade the way that you're, utilizing your Taurus energy. I feel like, for some of you who may be resonating with this, you use your Taurus energy in almost like the shadow aspect of it, where some of you could have gotten comfortable not speaking up for yourself, not expressing yourself, not expressing your true self, or in regards to the things, the people, the places, and things that you value, because that's what second house energy deals with. It deals with that energy, and it says patiently, spiritually is patiently, mentally is what you want, and physically is get what you need. And for some of you, you being in this energy, it's almost like you're like you're blocked from getting the things that you need that are and I can't like thank you spirit. Then we have the first house, which is the house of the self. You've been like holding yourself back. Some of you may need to look at your first house, your second house, and your fifth house. Because it's time, yes, thank you, Spirit, with Jupiter energy to expand that, to allow yourself, like I said, the wiggle room. I feel like either someone either feels very restricted or they're restricting themselves, but it's because like they're in that South Node energy. And the South Node energy is like where you've been, but the North Node energy is where you're going. So we all, or at least the goal is to activate your North Node energy. Up under that, we have Neptune coming out. And it says, spiritually to inspire others with, mentally be prepared to sacrifice for, and physically yielding is the only way to. So we have the Neptune energy coming out. And you know, Neptune deals with our creativity, our imagination, our, you know, dreams. It could be very illusory as well. But then we have the bottom of the deck, the separate house. So yeah, or seventh house, excuse me. I said the separate house. The seventh house, which deals with, you know, relationships and how we relate ourselves to others. So some of you, this could be playing out in your relationships. Like they're just, you have either a certain way of being or expressing yourself when you're connected with others in such a way that it's not like beneficial for you right now. Like I almost feel like whoever's in this energy, like they're having a hard time like even holding out within this energy, because it's almost like you know that it's time to change. Can I get one more, Spirit? And then we have in Leo. Yeah. And bottom of the deck, oh, thank you, Spirit, we have Jupiter. So sometimes I like to read these cards like as they come out, because we do have we have a sign, we have a planet, and the North Node is not a planet, but it follows that same energy. So it says, spiritually remembers to inspire others with leadership, mentally reconsider, be prepared to sacrifice for the creativeness of, and then it says, now is not the time to, yielding is the only way to, do what you want to end. Yeah. And then if we add Jupiter in here, we can read it. Remember, inspire others with leadership, learn or teach. Reconsider, be prepared to sacrifice for the creativeness of, and be positive about. And then it says, now is the time to, yielding is the only way to, do what you want and grow and expand. I love this. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. So yeah, like for some of you, it's really in the way that you're expressing yourself, and some of you, like I said before, you're not expressing yourself in such a way that is beneficial for you. I actually feel like you're, it almost feels like the Four of Pentacles energy, of, you know, withholding, and you know what? Some of you are doing it like consciously or intentionally, but others of you, I feel like, you know, this is something that is coming into your awareness right now. But this morning I have, it's like I have this app where I read like my daily bread. And it says there was something about withholding in here. Give me one. Okay, here it is. Um, and in by no way am I religious. But it says our God has a method and providence by which He can succeed our endeavors beyond our expectation, or can defeat our plans to our confusion and dismay. By a turn of His hand, He can steer our vessel into a profitable channel, or run it aground in poverty and bankruptcy. It is the teaching of Scripture that the Lord enriches the liberal and leaves the miserly to find out that withholding tendeth to poverty. And when I read it this morning, it stuck out to me. Like, yeah, like people don't realize, like, and especially with that Four of Pentacles energy that I'm feeling, like withholding, yeah, it may, seem like, physically it's keeping you safe, whether you're withholding, expressing yourself, emotions, communication. It honestly actually is like something that can play out to be counterintuitive when you really think about it. Like, it can leave you feeling, more depleted than you were. It can, leave you in a position where you're lacking, in whatever way, mentally, spiritually, physically. So for some of you, this withholding, in whatever way that you're withholding, is almost like, for some of you, it may even be affecting your health or your physical health. So let's see what's going on. And it's time to be bold, to be confident, to be secure in whatever way, or to whoever, whatever, like, it's time to take, the action to do it in a very bold way. And some of you may be learning that. Can I get one more? Because it's almost like for some of you, you're sacrificing like a vital part of yourself for others, or a situation, whatever that is, a relationship, a job, a family, friends. And it's not like, no, 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 just no. Like, that's all I can say to that, because I wouldn't, like, and people look at me like, when I say the things that I say sometimes, like, it's almost like they don't get it until until they experience it, which is fine. But then it's almost like, I don't know, maybe to me, like, certain things are just common sense, because, like, there's no way. And I tell people this, like, if I'm dating, if I'm friends, if at any time that I feel that I have to stuff myself down, or try to fit within a box, or anything like that, I finito. As soon as I get that little inkling, like, no, this is not gonna work for me. And in a way, especially with this fierce serenity coming out here, like, I'm very, like, protective of my peace, and that's how we all should be. Like, you should fight for your peace, your balance, your sanity, your emotional well-being over everything and everybody, because it doesn't serve, it may, in a way, it may really serve those people, but you got to think of it like, if you're giving so much of yourself, or you're stuffing down so much of who you are and what you are to please another person or a job or whatever the case may be, what happens when you can't do that no more? What happens when you're not able to be or show up or do this, because you ultimately depleted yourself, in your way of thinking, it's like, oh, I'm just, I just like to be safe or keep the peace, or no, because when you're unable to do that no more, those people can no longer benefit. You're down and out. Like, so it doesn't make sense to do that. Like, there's not even a way to rationalize or justify that, in my opinion. Um, because I even get to the point, and I tell people, like, before I'm Jasmine, before I am a mother, I I have to be okay with me, because that is what sets the tone for everything else that comes after that. I'm not going to stuff myself down for a relationship, a friendship, my daughter, none of it. Because without me being me at 100% capacity, it can, and it does, it ripples out, and it can affect everything that comes after that. So I know, at least for me, it's like I try to make sure that I'm 100, and if I'm not 100, I'm not gonna not say that. I'm going to let you know that. I'm going to let you know, like, hey, like, no, I can't do it today, or no, today is not the day, or I'm just not feeling it, whatever. But as long as I'm being honest with myself first, it creates the space and allows me to be honest with others, because you're not going to guilt trip me, you're not going to make me feel like I'm obligated. No, I have to do what I have to do for me, in whatever way that looks like. And I don't care how you feel about it, I don't care how you look at it, none of that, because none of that matters. What matters is me. And some people can take that as like being selfish, or being egotistical. No, there's a fine line, and I always say this, there's a fine line between being egotistical and having knowledge of self. Because if you know yourself, you know what you're not going to put up with, you know what you have the room and capacity for, like, oh, I can't do something, or I can, or I'm able to, like, all of that. So if you know all of that up beforehand, it kind of makes things smooth. Not to say, in a way where you're not going to encounter challenges or difficulties, but when you have those core basics down, you know how to get through it. Up under fierce serenity, we have a stop, drop, and ground. And this makes me feel like, yeah, you really do, you have to get, like, sure. You have to get fixated in self, aware of self, and grounded within yourself, to be able to, create whatever, change, especially with lead your metamorphosis, whatever you need to, see, or want to come into fruition for you, the things that you need to change. Because I always say, I was talking to someone, and they kept saying to me, and I kept correcting them, because no, that's not. He kept saying, like, the right you change for the right person, and I kept saying, no, you change for you. Yeah, you change for the right no, you change for you. You don't change for anybody. You change because it's something that you want, because it's something that you're aware of that needs to change, and you do it because of the benefits that it's going to bring to you. Like, you don't change. I'm not changing who I am for nobody. It's not up for grabs, discussion, negotiation, none of that. And then up under Legion Metamorphosis, we have external validation. Yeah, and it's almost like some of you, there's a need to, transcend either the need or the want for, external validations. You have to validate yourself. Above everything, you have to validate yourself, because when you're validated in self, you're secure in that. Whatever you do is whatever you do. Can't nobody say nothing. Can't nobody do nothing about it. And normally, I would even say, not even normally, the majority of the time, when you make a decision that is best for you, it's best for everyone involved. because getting out of this energy of needing the external validation is what allows you to, have, have that. They're showing me the Ace of Cups, that cup overflowing. And it says, fill your cup with sacred giggles. Yeah, and it comes from a genuine, it comes from, you'll be like, they're saying, laughing from the soul. Yeah, that's a different type of laugh. That's a different type of fulfillment when it's at a soul level. But you have to be the one to decide right now, for some of you, because we have the now here. What do you really want? You have to know what you want. Do you want to stay like at the mercy of others? Nah, I don't think so. Because right now we have the distraction of shiny things up under that. Yeah, like some of you are distracted by like how things look or how things are being perceived, and that is not who get like. Pardon me, y'all, but at the end of the day, like I don't. Who gives a fuck? Like dead ass. Like I don't know. So can I get one for this South Node energy? And that's not to say like I don't want to, I mean I don't care, but I know like how I'm intending what I'm saying, and I know it could come off a little harsh, or seem like very insensitive, and it's not coming from a place of I don't care, but it's coming from a place of like I'm just unshakable in who I am. So it's almost just like, I don't know, maybe it's just something that comes natural to me. Because I'm not like, I know how it feels to be in that energy, and I'm just a person like I can't sit in stuff long. Like, no, I think I told y'all in the last reading, like, I nip it right in the bud as soon as the bud exposes itself. With the South Node, we have coming out, prosperity sisters are happiness and joy. And that makes me feel like, especially coming out with the South Node card, like some of you are, looking at things or have always looked at things as like, well, I'll be successful by doing whatever it is that you're doing and utilizing your South Node energy. But it's not worth it if it lacks happiness and joy. Like it's almost giving me the energy of like how how they say, like, especially with celebrities, how they have all the money in the world, but a lot of them are still miserable. So they have the prosperity, but they're missing the happiness and joy. And 9 times out of 10 is because they're doing things they don't want to do. They're, possibly, taking care of people or making sure that so many people are straight and neglecting themselves. Like, it's a whole bunch of shit that comes with that. And money can't buy it. It can't fix it. Success, it can't do any of that. So some of you need to remember that just because it looks a certain way, or you have this amount of money, or you have this amount of success or reputation or whatever the case may be, some of you, whoever's in this energy clearly is still missing 2 key components that go along with it. It says prosperity's sisters are happiness and joy. There's something that is, lacking with the creator fire, the creativity, the desire behind whatever it is that you're doing. And if you're, whatever it is, a relationship, a job, like I keep saying, whatever that is, and it's lacking like almost the spark, that should let you know right then and there, like, I don't really want to be doing this, or I'm not really in this. Can I get one for Neptune? Can I get one for Neptune, please? Why is Neptune here? Why is Neptune here? Yeah. We have creator alchemy coming out. I like this for Neptune because it's, it's utilizing your imagination, utilizing your creativity. And it's almost like anything, what is inspiring to you, for one, it may not be inspiring to others, but it may be inspiring to some as well. It's not that it has to be, it almost feels like whoever's in this energy, they want, specific people or spaces or places to, like almost validate what they find, creative, what they want to create. And it's almost like you don't and it's almost like whoever's in this energy too, like they're trying to use that energy, but you can't like make someone excited or inspired about what it is that you want. And it doesn't matter the caliber or length or history of a relationship. If it's just not there, it's not there. Come on, Spirit. What's your honest truth? Is at the bottom. But that doesn't mean that you should stop. That doesn't mean that you should, stop creating what you want. That doesn't mean that you should stop, dreaming or, having the aspirations to do whatever it is that you want to do or be who it is that I feel even we're saying be who it is that you want to be. Not just be who you are. And if that doesn't resonate with some people, oh well. Like, it's really like it's not that difficult. Like, it's really not. Like, you're not missing out on nothing. They would actually be missing out on you when you think about it. Like, if you're in a space and you're being 100% who you are, doing what it is that you want, what you like to do, almost like unapologetically, and knowing that you're being true to self, whoever don't align with that, deuces for one. But I'm not missing out. You're actually missing out. It's actually like that would let you know, like, it will help you like separate who needs to be next to you and who doesn't, who you need to work with and who you don't. And can I get one for this in Leo energy here? Come on, Spirit. And then we have one step ahead is all you need. Yeah. Like, for some of you, it's time to, like, I'm hearing, like, press play. Because for some of you, it's almost like, because they're showing me a VCR. And like when you're and I know, like, at least I hope there's people on here that still know what a VCR is, but it's almost like somebody is at, like, they keep pressing rewind and pause, rewind and pause, where it's time to press play and just like let things play out as they need to. After you made the action, or you take the action that you need to take to be in alignment with yourself. Because for some of you, like, I'm seeing this symbol here is like fast forward. Like, some of you want to like skip over some shit. Nah, we don't do that. We're not gonna try to like bypass some shit. But it's just press play. Yes. Bottom of the deck we have integrate your knowing. Yeah. You know how they say with knowledge comes wisdom, and then you move forward from that wizened state. I like this. Might as well keep it honest. So we're going to use the honest truth tarot. Because that's what I'm hearing. I'm hearing keep it a buck. Yeah. You can't keep it a buck with nobody if you ain't keeping it a buck with yourself. Oh no, What messages of guidance, healing, peace, love, wisdom, acceptance, understanding, as well as protection do we need? Because they're telling me that this Jupiter card is what's coming out. It's coming out as almost like the guidance of advice for if you decide to take on this energy, because I'm even seeing, if I read the other definition, it says there will not be anxiety about trouble. Then we have the idealization of confusion regarding sacrifice, which basically, speaks to letting things go, like almost like a what would I be without this? And then we have the self confidence to create, taking a chance on, resulting from impressiveness of. And if I read them across, it says there will not be the idealization of self confidence to create, anxiety about confusion regarding taking a chance on, trouble, sacrifice resulting from the impressiveness of. And that's what we've been talking about this whole reading. But as the Jupiter card coming in, as a way of like almost like the guidance of advice, it says the granting of blessings from and good fortune. So if you're someone that is out here like in a way like trying to impress others, or in that people pleasing energy, it says like you would benefit from more with Jupiter here from not doing that. They're saying it's less drama. Yeah, of course it would be. Oh, I don't put these wrong way. Okay, but let's see. As it pertains to this energy and spread for the collective, what's going on? So bottom of the deck, yes, we have the Six of Swords, which says, forward movement and or travel, but it's also getting away, going from, chaos to calm, by way of, water. Look, and here, I can't make this shit up. We have the Wheel of Fortune, which is this Jupiter energy that's here. And some of you, that it's time for you to like cut out the bullshit, cut out the unnecessary. Some of you, it even says here on the Wheel of Fortune, like a turning point. Yeah, it's time for you to like get excited about with the Knight of Wands and the Four of Wands, like having that stability, that safety and security of self, so that like ultimately this is what you can create. Some of you, like it's almost like I almost feel like whoever's in this energy is impatiently like waiting for this. But with the Knight of Wands, like I said, I felt like the energy of someone trying to stick something out. But with the Knight of Wands, no, you there is no sticking this out. You have to take action in the direction of your passion. And for some of you, it's almost like an energy that you need to, for one, get comfortable in with the Queen of Wands. But for some of you, this Queen of Wands could actually be, someone who already embodies this energy that has, you know, this within themselves already. So it's almost like they're not worried, but they're, you know, living in their truth, and it's almost like in a way like oozing out of them. Because it says exuberant, self-assured, and vibrant. Or for some of you, you're needing to take on this energy for yourself. Male or female doesn't matter. So can I get one for the South Node and Prosperity Sisters? Ooh, that was the King of Pentacles. They tried to come out. So we have the Hangman coming out. Yeah. The need to, you know, they're saying apples to apples with the Two of Pentacles on the bottom, but it's almost like, yeah, it's time to come out of this stagnated energy, or whatever this South Node energy is for you, or, you know, whatever situation or circumstance you're finding yourself in, it's holding you up. And for some of you, you could be trying to like weigh your options or try to find a way to like almost still be in this energy and move forward, and there's no way to do that with the Two of Pentacles. There's no way. Yep, stuck between your past with the Six of Cups and change with the Death card. Transforming the situation. But your intuition knows that you need something that's more balanced, something that's more reciprocal, something that's more practical and realistic with the Six of Pentacles. And you're at war with yourself over it with the Five of Wands. And it could also be like creating, like it's almost like someone, whoever's in this energy is like they're trying to like create order in chaos, and there's no way to do that, or trying to maintain, or again, it's still giving me that energy of sticking something out that is not meant for you to stick out. For Creator Alchemy, we have the Seven of Wands. And yeah, it's almost like with this, you need to, you know, like almost fight for what it is that you want. It's the courage. It's, you know, standing up in the face of adversity. It's putting in the effort, the challenges, or, you know, effort. It can be looked at as a card of challenges, but you're able to, you know, withstand those challenges. You're able to fight your way through them, especially if the cost of it is you. Because then we have the Star at the bottom. Yeah, it's a need to, you know, have trust, faith. It's a card of healing, but to almost like go in the direction of what it is that you value, what's morally, you know, in alignment for you with the Hierophant. And for some of you, it's almost like, yeah, you need to like, I don't want to keep saying need, but there's like, because you don't have to do anything. But with the King of Cups, it's almost like, yeah, it's time to, like, I feel like it's time to come out of that King of Pentacles energy and step into like a King of Cups energy, because that would be more, for one, balanced, and it says compassionate and intuitive. Yeah, it's like, it's almost like needing to round out your edges because they feel very pointy and circle out the square a little bit. Can I get one for this Leo? And one step ahead is all you need. Ooh. What's that? Oh, the Five of Cups. Yeah. And I can feel that energy here, especially like more tied to the South Node energy. I'm going to put it back because it fell on the floor. But for some of you, you know, you're too focused on the past and what, you know, could have potentially been lost. Or for some of you, what you feel you're maybe going to lose. But it's whatever it is, this Five of Cups, whatever it is that you're looking at, because that's my crying over spilled milk card. It's either, if you don't clean it up, it's gonna just be rotten and spoiled. But if you, see it for what it is, clean it up, and move forward, you head to the Ace of Cups. But being in this state emotionally is not serving you at all. And it's almost like, even with the Eight of Cups, like, you want something more. No matter what it is, you want something more than what you have right now. Look at this. We have the sun coming out, which is the Leo energy. So it's almost like someone, whoever's in this energy, they need to get back to themselves. In totality, they just need to get back to themselves, because whatever they're doing is what's keeping them stuck. They're, almost very, like, defensive, almost, in a way, about maintaining a position. And it's almost like you can't do both. You can't be defensive and, like, fight for a cause. Like, I mean, like, how can I say this? Like, because it feels like it's a, how can I explain this, spirit? Hold on, y'all. Okay, because it is, I mean, it is kind of like what I said, but it's almost like you can't defend something while also trying to enforce the opposite of what you're defending. If that makes sense. So, like, you're like, whoever this is, they could be defending, like, the need or the want to keep validating these people, but also wanting, or people pleasing, or whatever the case may be, seeking that external validation while also wanting to do their own thing. And it's like, you can't have it both ways. Like, either you're going to do your own thing and you cut out the need for the validation altogether, or you sacrifice you doing your own thing just to have this external validation. Like, it's like, it really doesn't make sense, honestly. Like, there's no, like, those two things are like, they don't go together, is what it makes me want to say. It's like a conundrum. Like, what? Like, it's almost like someone is walking a fine line of struggling with insecurity but presenting themselves as if they're secure. And it's like, either you're insecure or you're secure. Like, you can't, like, how are you being both? Are you there? So if that's the case, it's like you're really leaning towards the latter. Can I get another one to go with this Seven of Wands? We have the Ace of Cups coming out. And it says, love yourself. Yes. Unapologetically, passionately, with the Fool. Like, you, no, it's not. I can't even say that, because I was about to say, some people look at the Fool as being a risk, but it's really not. And for some of you, if that's the way that you're seeing it, then take the risk and always bet on yourself. Like, fuck these other, whoever, this job, these people, like, who? I just can't give it that energy. But in no way am I being, insensitive to this person, but it just, like, it doesn't make sense. So I can't even say, like, I understand, because no, like, I really don't. Like, I don't get it. That's like, I hate to use food as an example, but it is what it is. I guess this is just like the easiest way to put it. Say like you have a person, or whoever, just a person or a group of friends that like ice cream, but you like sherbet, which is not ice cream, it's sherbet. But you want to be around these people, so it's almost like, or you want to, like keep hanging out with these people or be with this person or whatever the case may be. So it's like you act like you like sherbet or ice cream, excuse me. But deep down, you really like sherbet. And like, say these people could be like, yeah, fuck sherbet. I don't really fuck with sherbet. Ah. But it's almost like in the same breath, like you don't really fuck with ice cream like that. So if you really, if it like, say it comes to a point, because it always will come to a point where you're like, you know what, today I want fucking sherbet, and I don't care, like, and you go and buy sherbet, and then you go around these people, and they're having ice cream, and it's almost like, okay, I'll say it like this, like you want sherbet one day, and they're going to get ice cream. But instead of saying you want sherbet, it's almost like you're in that Two of Pentacles energy. Like, should I just go get my sherbet while they get their ice cream, or like, am I just gonna get the ice cream because if I get this sherbet and they see me with this sherbet, they're gonna have something to say. But if a sherbet person is who you are, it's who you are. So are you going to allow that to stop you from getting your sherbet if you don't really fuck with ice cream either? Or like, would it be more beneficial for you to fuck with people that like sherbet? And then that way you're honoring yourself and you're around other people that like the same thing too. Like, and that's why I say it's like really like, it's not that difficult. It's not like, I don't know. I don't know. You can't care that much about what other people think about you. And especially if y'all are not on the same page. Like, I'm not gonna deprive myself of something that I like because everybody else doesn't like it or everybody else doesn't want it. Because what would that make me? No, just no. Ooh, no. That would make me foolish. Literally. But if I do what I want and, take that risk, at least at the end of the day, my cup is full. I'm good. Can I get one for the sun? Yeah. And then we have the Five of Wands coming out. Yeah, and some of you are seeing the turmoil, internal as well as external, energy or situation that being in this energy creates. But if you decide to take the risk and step out of it and step into alignment and have a little bit of faith, it's almost like, I feel like going like this won't exist. It won't exist. But some whoever's in this energy is like, they're seeing it as them, being vulnerable with the Knight of Cups, and like there's a fear of vulnerability here. Like, but I don't even, like, they could be like, I don't know, they're looking at it like they're gonna lose. How you gonna lose something that you don't like really resonate with in the first place? That's not a loss. There he is. The King of Pentacles. And then we have the Judgment card. That King of Pentacles energy is the root of this issue, the stubbornness, the unwillingness to budge, the wanting things a certain way, wanting to, maintain something that, technically really you shouldn't be like trying to or fighting to maintain. Like it's not doing anything for you is what I feel like saying. Like, no. Give me one for this King of Pentacles and then we'll grab the guidance and advice. Yeah, it's like you're cheating yourself. Like this person is like I said, it's like that press rewind, like they keep going rewind and pause, like is what I'm feeling, because the King of Pentacles to the Seven of Swords and the King of Cups, instead of fully aligning in this King of Cups energy, they are self-sabotaging with the Seven of Swords for one, but they're also cheating themselves out of like who they truly are. At, like I said before, at a soul level, the King of Cups. But it's almost like they're still like almost expecting to like be able to keep maintaining this energy, and it's not maintainable, because we have the Three of Wands, the Chariot, and the Two of Cups. Like, yeah, expecting that they're just gonna keep, or like it's gonna point them in the direction of getting, towards something that they want. With the Chariot and the Two of Cups, like that's gonna get them into alignment, and it's not. It's actually creating more burden, more responsibilities with the Six of Wands and the Ten of Wands, because there's no Four of Wands. That's what's in between. There's no stability. There's no security. There's nothing there. Where they're it's almost like they're expecting like an energy to come in and do it for them. Nah, you got to do it, because the ships aren't coming in. I mean, you could wait. You could stick it out, but from what I see here, like, it's not coming in. Especially with the Ten of Wands and then that Four of Pentacles. And the knowing that you need to let go. You need to release that. It's like the source of your stress is keeping you from peace. With the Nine of Swords and the Four of Swords. Because it's almost like, you know what it feels like? Because from the 9 to the 4 is the 5. It's almost like someone is like playing a game with themselves. But there's no cheat code. There's no cheat codes to life. That may be the title of this reading. There's no cheat code. So let's grab the guidance and advice. What's the guidance and advice, Spirit? Can I get a karma card to go with this guidance and advice? So we have Nourish the Sacred Feminine, which is an 18 card, which I'm automatically drawn to the moon energy. And look, I didn't even notice the moon was on there. What do you have it? But yeah, it's time to like honor the things that, or even like embrace it's almost like, in a way, like, how can I say this, like embracing the exposure of what it is that holds emotional value to you. Like, I almost feel like someone needs to like embrace their soul and honor that. Because that's, to me, like, that's what the sacred feminine is, the soul. We're going to read that. Um, like, you have to love the, the parts of you that make you you. So it says, nourish the sacred feminine. The essential meaning is yin, the inner knowing and the unconscious mind, listening to intuition, showing unconditional love, fertility and prophetic dreams, the circadian cycles and phases of the moon, wisdom, traditions, co-creation, nurturing, teaching, healing, using your emotions as a guide, facilitating new relationships. The self-care message says illusions or fear of or anxiety about the unknown, potentially missing something that you can't see, a time to let go of negative self-talk and tap into your innate knowing, work to be done with the shadow self. Yes. Thank you, Spirit. Now is the time of deep introspection as you wait for an idea to grow and develop. You've planted the seeds, and sometimes divine timing requires a period of rest as things culminate and ripen. The moon asks you to be open to receive, to reflect, to pause, and collapse into waiting. She's the waning crescent that casts a moonlit glow over the landscape of your life. She has trickled light onto your path, but only very dimly, because she hopes that you will listen for the subtle signs and the wise whispers that are all around you. It's time to look directly into the shadows at any lingering wounds that may continue to affect your current understanding. Remember that in the dark, it's easy to blow fear and illusion out of proportion. Don't strain to see that which you cannot see right now. Instead, focus on your inner knowing and only what you can see. Allow your intuitive nudges and any persistent feelings to help you translate her gentle illuminations. You must trust yourself. And then it says, what does sacred feminine mean to you? Do you have any other ways of naming this energy? And how do you nourish this receptive, intuitive state? Do you tend to favor strategy or intuition? And how do you decide? And I want to, like, that makes me feel like what I first said in the beginning of the reading, where how, again, it really just goes back to that people pleasing energy. Like, it's not worth you sacrificing who you are for the sake of others in any way. Another tarot card. Whoa, that was fast. Let's see what the sign card is. Ooh, in Scorpio, which we have a Scorpio stellium going on right now. And it says the extraordinary power of prayer, spiritually, mentally, the highest and lowest aspects of physically control the situation. And yeah, for some of y'all, it's just like a need of just releasing, the control. And then it says purification to resurrect the secrets of, resulting from the power of. Yeah, I just feel like whoever's in this energy, they keep like themselves bottled up. But they're like, and like the first thing I heard was the last break or the final break. Like, yeah, they gotta. It's a need to break out of this. Yeah, and then we have the Seven of Pentacles, and it says long term investment and results. Like, yeah, what do you like? For some of you, it's like almost a need to see like Where, like, see what you're getting out of it. What have you gotten out of being in this energy? But it's almost like there's so much fear of seeing what is on the other side of this, that this person like refuses to like open up to another perspective, or like the card says, to like be guided or to move in the direction of where they already know. Yeah, and some of y'all, your intuition is almost screaming at you to be like, hey, I'm like, it's ready. Like, your soul is ready to evolve. And you like, some people may not feel or think that, but it's a very real thing, to where if you don't do it, the universe is gonna do it for you. So I always say, it's better to just step into it. But I can feel the struggle here that this person is like, and just, like, they're not, they're uncomfortable with, allowing things to play out, or things not being as they always were. Like, no. Look, I cannot make this shit up. Follow through. Follow through. Thank you, Spirit. And for some reason, I'm being shout out to, because I'm sitting here and I was drawn to the 23, and as soon as I seen it, I heard Michael Jordan, who is a Capricorn, and he's, which is the GOAT energy. And it's time to just follow through and, expressing and honoring and standing in the things that are valuable to you. These are the bottoms of all three decks. Follow through. The 5th house, which is ruled by Leo energy. And the Hierophant, which speaks to values, morals, integrity, honoring, your belief systems. Because it almost makes me feel like, yeah, you're like, and your fear of missing out, you're actually like currently living that. You're missing out. So, as always, y'all, I thank you all for tuning in with me. I definitely hope that it resonated for some of you, and if not, it just wasn't your story, and that's fine. I hope everyone, enjoys and has a safe week ahead, and I will see y'all on the next one. All right? Later.